What's up, guys? Welcome to another replay cast, and today we're looking at the game in the E5, the Tier 10 American Heavy Tank, playing Himmelsdorf 357. The enemy team consists of a Mouse, a 62A, and a Rheinmetall. Ours is me in an E5 430U and a WZ132/1. So they have a much heavier setup, and that is the first thing we realized in this game. So I head on to the hill with a top tier heavy tank. Might feel a bit weird, but last thing I really want to do is fight the Mouse frontally. It's gonna be a bad fight for me. Even if I do shoot gold and pen every shot, it's very likely that he's just gonna overwhelm me with this incredible amount of hit points, and me penning every shot when I'm not shooting full premium is extremely unlikely. So instead of that, my plan is to murder his entire team and then go for him afterwards. So the E5, after it got nerfed, rightfully so, has kind of fallen out of favor completely. Not really only because it got nerfed. A lot of the reason why this tank has completely fallen out of the favor is because they introduced a tank called the Super Conqueror, which is basically the E5 without the cupola, with a better gun and 12 degrees of gun depression. So how did they thought that was a logical conclusion to, you know, put up with after nerfing the E5 is beyond me, but so is many things about how Wargaming runs their business. So here we are playing the long-forgotten E5 on the hill. Started off well, took an arty shot in return though, but it should be a good fight for me. I would really not recommend this fight usually, but this game we know we're gonna have an advantage here, and we know we gotta murder these clowns as quickly as possible. So we're on that task right now. The faster we kill these guys, the faster we can go and deal with the Mouse. Because if we let the Mouse roam there for free for a long time, he's gonna kill my teammates, and we're probably gonna lose the game. So we really want to avoid giving that Mouse any extra time here. And one thing you gotta say about the E5, while it's not competitive with the Super Conqueror in hull down scenarios especially, it still has a really solid gun with reasonable DPM, so it is definitely not a bad tank. We clean up this side really quickly. That's like 3k easiest damage of my life, and now we can head on back and try to actually fight the Mouse. We should have flanking fire on him as well with the 430 and shit going around. The E5 seems to be going my way, and so is the Prosciutto, and the T62A is flanking the rail, so this does not look too great at the moment, but it doesn't look like it's lost at the moment either. One thing a lot of people get wrong when they play these more mobile heavy mediums, or heaviums like some people like to refer to them, is that they tend to go for the heavy tank flank, especially in 357, but that's generally a really bad idea. You really don't want to face that Mouse until you deal with a lot of his friends, and you have the mobility to try to flank and murder his friends and deal with that faster than the Mouse can deal with your friends. So you should try to use that as much as possible, and that is exactly what we're trying to do here. The E1 clips the defender, which is very nice for us. Now the Rheinmetall is running away, so we're going to try to sneak one in here. Hashtag esports. I don't even know how that shot could theoretically hit him, but hashtag esports. So 430 has flanked all of them, and this is literally the perfect view, the best view you can have. We start off with shooting the Chinese TD, as you kind of want that dead first, and afterwards we're gonna shoot the Mouse. And if there's ever a perfect angle to shoot a Mouse in, then this has to be the perfect angle to shoot a Mouse in. The only angle you really want to fight a Mouse in, unless you want to sling full premium. So the 430U, hats off to that guy, nice flanking. He probably should not have tried to run away in the manner that he did, as he does get killed that way. The E1 picks up the Mouse, and now we can move along and clean this up. While the score is 9-9, I really don't feel too threatened about losing this game. The Rheinmetall is pushing into the middle. I'm not sure if I want to push him here, or do I just wait for him to peek out. Kind of wanted to set up a pre-fire, but he's not peeking that, so instead we're just gonna go and shoot this Conqueror, who is not looking this way as well. The E1 does pick up one shot on the Rheinmetall, and the Rheinmetall is running away from him, so an easy shot for me. And now the 62A is also hiding from the E1, which makes it an easy shot for me once again. This is literally kind of how this game went. Like, everybody was distracted and I just murdered all of them. And E5 is pretty good for a shit like this, as it is reasonably mobile, and the gun on this has a pretty good DPM. There's not a lot of tanks that could have been much better in a game like this. The ones that come to mind would obviously be the Chinese heavies, as they have the same kind of mobility, even better, and better DPM as well. So those could have been as good, maybe even better. But the E5 definitely is one of the more better tanks for a game like this. Obviously, 357 just completely punished the enemy team, and not a lot of them could do anything to really hurt me, especially on the hill early game. And now we're just finishing off this guy and moving on with our life. And as you can see, the damage builds up pretty nicely. I played M103 not too long ago, and gotta say, this gun feels so much better than what you get on the M103. So while the E5 is not really a tank I would recommend, it definitely has some strong suits going for it. It's just not a very capable heavy tank, and with the tunnel meta, it is kind of, you know, required to be a good heavy tank, or at least to be capable hull down tank, and this tank doesn't really do all that well against tier 10s, especially hull down. Another nice hit on the move here, and the E1 is just cleaning up. E1 also played well, cleaning up a lot of the damage, and now that last guy left, we kind of tried to shoot early, but we get the kill instead. Alright, so here's the end plate. Ace Tanker, 3,828 experience with the double, 7 bones, Pascucci's medal, high caliber and Confederate, 8,101 damage done, 824 assisted, picked up 5 kills, and got base XP of 1,276. An absolute 357 ruffle stump, but we had to make the right decision not to fight the mouse in the banana line, and that is the only thing you can really take away from this video, because other than that, we just shit on lower tiers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this absolute massacre, and I'll see you on the next one.